Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into the world of AN fittings, hoses, fuel lines, all that good stuff. Talk about the differences in push lock fittings, CPE, which is nylon braided, the best, the most common, PTFE, E85 capable, good for high pressure stuff. Let's dive into it. This video is sponsored by Evil Energy. They sent over a 26-foot PTFE full swap kit. It's got a couple fuel line adapters in it. It's got a couple fuel pressure regulator adapters in it, fittings that might fit in your fuel rails. Now, we are going to be giving this kit away to somebody who comments, likes, and shares this video. Make sure to leave a comment down below. That's how we'll be choosing a winner. We want to give a huge thanks to Evil Energy for sending this kit out, and not only that, but being our primary AN source. We've ran their systems on our personal cars. We've ran them on almost every build that we've done in our shop, and so far we've had extremely good luck, from not only hoses and fittings, but to filters, regulators, catch cans. They've got a whole diverse section of stuff. And if you're on Evil Energy's website shopping for some AN fittings or a catch can or something along that nature, you can save 10% on your entire order by entering the code 727M10. That's 727M10 for 10% off. So if you guys are shopping there, make sure to enter that code and remember to drop a comment for a chance to win this 26-foot PTFE E85 capable fuel line kit. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk about the OG, triple OG push lock fittings. Now, this stuff is budget friendly. It's not rated for high pressure. It's good for low pressure systems, catch cans, some coolant stuff, but I would definitely not run it on like a transmission cooler, an oil cooler, high pressure fuel lines, and like an LS swap. Now, it is the more cheaper option. I don't typically sell a lot of push lock stuff. I don't typically use a lot of push lock stuff. I tend to go towards the CPE or the PTFE, mainly because it's not very much more expensive and it's more universal, and it looks better because it's braided. Now, some of the pros to the push lock stuff is you don't need any special tools. They say no clamps required. We typically still clamp them as a good measure. Essentially, you can hit the hose with a heat gun and slide the fitting directly inside of it, and it bottoms out. You know it's good, it's sealed. We have ran them on various PCV setups, so catch can setups. That's primarily what I'll use them for, if I do use them at all. That's why I don't have a lot of stuff here. I've only got a couple fittings and a small section of hose that actually came with a catch can. Another pro to it is it's budget friendly, so it's going to be the cheapest option for an AN fitting line that you may be able to use in your application. It is very forgiving. It doesn't kink or bend very easily, just like a standard 3/8 hose. Some of the cons to the push lock stuff is it's not rated for high pressure. It's not E85 capable. Alcohol within the E85 will break down the inside of the hose, and they are known to swell and produce leaks over time of going through heat cycles. That's going to cover the push lock stuff. Next, we're going to talk about CPE. Now, this is the typical standard AN stuff. This is still non-ethanol, so no E85. It will break down the rubber hose on the inside. This is a rubber hose with a stainless steel reinforcement on the inside, and then it is wrapped in a nylon braid. It is tough stuff. It can handle a good amount of pressure. We do use this on a lot of applications that are not going to be running E85 and going to be strictly pump gas. We use this for trans cooler lines. We've used it for oil cooler lines. We've used it for catch cans. We've pretty much used it for just about anything on a vehicle, but it is still a step down from PTFE, and we'll get to that in a minute. Now, some of the pros to the CPE is going to be it can handle higher pressures than a push lock. The fittings are considered reusable, being that they actually screw on, and they're resistant to more chemical-based fluids like alcohol within the E85. Some of the cons to the CPE is going to be, whether it's alcohol-based or not, most of the ones that you'll find that are CPE are not going to be alcohol-based. There's a couple companies out there that offer a E85 safe CPE hose, but I have not personally used them myself. Another con to it is it can be a pain to assemble or install with frayed ends. It does require a clean cut. A lot of people like to use a cutoff wheel to cut this stuff. I don't personally like to do that because then you get a lot of trash and debris inside the hose. And whether you think you blew it out or not, chances are there's still going to be some of that in there. So we typically use a set of bolt cutters or high quality hose cutters. That's pretty much going to sum it up for the CPE stuff. Like I said, if you're running pump gas, you don't plan to run E85, it's a great budget option. If you're just looking to do some power steering lines, it's a great option. If you want to route your catch can but don't want to buy PTFE, but don't want the ugliness of the push lock stuff, great mid-grade option there. Next, we're going to move over to the PTFE. All right, now if you notice, the PTFE line is smaller in diameter than the CPE, although the inner diameter is the same. That's because this is a Teflon lining on the inside of a stainless steel braided line, and then it has a nylon braiding around it. Now, why PTFE is king is because it is non-corrosive to ethanol, methanol, diesel, brake fluid, power steering fluid, and with having that Teflon lining on the inside, that is our go-to. This is what you're going to see in a lot of high quality builds, and what you will see us primarily use at our shop for high performance applications. All right, so our biggest pro for the PTFE stuff is going to be that it's E85 capable and can withstand high pressures, high temperatures, and they actually advertise it as a no bleed through smell, versus some lines you can actually smell the fluids on the outside of the line, like a regular rubber fuel line. They'll tend to fail over time. So now some of the cons to this are it's less flexible, being that it has that hard Teflon lining on the inside. It will kink on you and cause a failure if you're not careful and not working with it correctly. It does take special tools to assemble these. You can do it with a set of box wrenches, but chances are you're going to scar up your fittings. They make some aluminum locks that go in a vise and actually hold one side of the fitting, and then you can use an aluminum Allen wrench to tighten up the fittings and keep from scarring your fittings up or causing any damage to the outside. A common misconception that I see a lot with talking to people about swaps is everybody thinks an AN hose is an AN hose, and they are not. We have 3 different types, and of course, right out of the gate, your first instinct is to go to the cheapest option. And when you go to the cheapest option, you end up with the push locks. And you know, they'll work in some cases, but in most cases for an LS swap, they're not going to be what you need, and you can end up buying what you need and potentially having enough left over to cover whatever you were going to use the push lock for in that sense. So with saying that, if you're running a fuel system and a catch can, buy either CPE or PTFE, depending on what fuel you want to run, and use that to route your catch can if you have enough left over. If not, go from there, order a push lock if that's what your budget calls for. All right, guys, now I want to kind of describe some of the differences and actually show you the differences in the hose and lines and fittings. So this is going to be the push lock hose. As you can tell, it's just a rubber hose. Now these are a pretty tight fit. Like I said, you may want to get a heat gun and heat these up. Heat the end of this hose up a little bit. It tends to slide on the fitting a lot better. These are just a barbed fitting here, and they slide directly in. On the CPE, the regular AN line, the standard stuff here, I said it's a rubber line, and it has a stainless steel braiding around the outside, and then it's braided again with nylon. And the way these work, you can take this fitting here, the bottom side of this fitting, and it's a reverse thread, so it's going to screw on the hose, reverse, and then as you stick this hose back in and thread it down standard, it creates a seal and attaches that fitting to the hose. When we start talking about PTFE, I said it's smaller. You can tell it's smaller. And it has a Teflon lining on the inside, wrapped in stainless steel braid, wrapped again in a nylon braid. Then we're going to have a 3-piece fitting here. They come with these little collets. So you're going to slide this fitting on first. Then you're going to take you a flathead screwdriver or something. You're going to kind of walk that braid away from the lining a little bit. And this collet's going to slide down in between the lining and the stainless steel braid. Allow you to slide this fitting back up. And then as you put this fitting in the line, tighten that down, it creates a high quality seal right there under that collet. Now it's common if you're cutting these with like a bolt cutter or something like that, it smashes the hose a little bit. That's why they send us one of these. And take that and straighten that hose back out to a standard size. Now they make these AN lines in all 3 of these types in various sizes, from size -4 all the way up to, I've seen -16. They probably make them bigger than that too. -4 AN is going to start at a 5/16 size, -6 AN is going to be 3/8, and it's just going to continue to go up from there. All right, guys, now we've talked about the different types of hoses, we've talked about the different types of fittings, we've talked about what you need to install the fittings, what to use them for. That right there was the whole point in making this video, was to have a very blatant explanation of what to use each hose for your application. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, you can email us at 727motorsportsar@gmail.com or head over to our website at www.727motorsports.net. Email us through the Contact Us page. Again, huge shout out to Evo Energy for sending out the PTFE kit. If you'd like a chance to win this full kit, leave us a comment. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends. We're probably going to run that for about 30 days from the upload date of this video. If you guys would like a video on how to assemble these types of AN lines, leave us a comment and let us know. We may make a full video on that as well, and show you guys how to actually cut these prep them and get the fittings installed on them. And also make sure that you run over and find us on Facebook and TikTok at 727 Motorsports. We upload a ton of content there, and you can keep up with future builds, future YouTube content before it drops, and more giveaways and prizes like that. We'll also drop a link in the description to the Evil Energy website where you can save 10% with our discount code 727M10. Make sure to do that. And if you have any questions about what you need to purchase, send us a message. And until next time, guys, we appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to drop us a comment. Let us know if you like your Evil Energy components that you're using in your application or your build, your swap, whatever you're working on. And until next time, remember, if you're not following us, grab that button. Cons, let's see. Cons, it's a pain in the ass to put together.